Any other question on creating some custom pages for your site until we do some standalone pages? Okay. And I'm happy to chat too and after as well, but I do want to get through make sure I get through the standalone pages. So other cool feature that we have with the site is the ability to create standalone pages. Now, I've used these a lot on social media for that custom page, as an example. I mean, for like a single property website. So same kind of concept there. So we're back at the consumer. If you were to do this on your own, you're going, I mean, just from scratch, you're going to the left-hand side, consumer. And then you're going to go to create a new site. Now, this time we're doing it as a standalone page. Go ahead and hit create. So the first one we're going to create here is a single property website, essentially. So you'll see here, so some of the differences that you'll immediately notice is that the widgets are a little different here. So instead of all those company profile, about me, team pages, we've got some different widgets over here. So the one that we're going to start with for this page is going to be your branded header. We're going to pull that in. So as you can see, what that does is that does pull in the KW and your team logo, also your marketing profile headshot. If you wanted to change that, you could. As a team, you can change that information there. And then for the single agent website, you're going to pull in your single property websites. The next thing you're going to want to pull in is your listing. So those are the first two you're going to pull in. And then the third one that I would pull in is going to be your lead form. So we'll pull that over, drag and drop that over here. Once you have those three widgets in there, pull that to the top. We want to move that down. Bear with me here. I dragged and dropped a little too happily. So branded header, pull that in. Listing, pull that in. And then lead form, we want to get on the bottom there. All right, now we got it. All right, so once you have your widgets all set up, you're going to go to configure widgets. And you're going to start with all three of your widgets. So the first one is going to be your branded header. So you do have to put the header text is required. So if you were doing a single property website, I would, for example, pull in the property address. You have 30 characters there. So you could highlight some features on the property if you so desired. This is where you can change that headshot there. So if you wanted to, if you were on a team and wanted to pull in the team logo again, you can change that information here. For an agent, if they wanted to use this as a lead capture form, you can leave your information there. So once that information is all set, you go ahead and everything else should pre-populate again from your marketing profile. You're going to go ahead and hit save and apply. And you're going to move on to the second widget. So we want to pull in the listing information. So for this case, we're going to browse listings. And if you have a single property that you wanted to check out, you can pull that in by doing a search. So there we have 42 Stony Creek Lane. Brittany, are you crying about this too? So this, you just go ahead and select the listing that you want. You go ahead and pull in the most recent one. So this one was the one that we want. So this is our newest listing here. That was the previous sale of it. So go ahead and hit select. And you see it pulled in it automatically pulls in the images for that. So it is going to default to the primary image on it. But let's say your primary image is most likely going to be an exterior photo. You really wanted to have the first photo that they saw be a photo of the kitchen. You could go ahead and do that. Or let's say in the living room, you go ahead and hit that. So as you can see here, we've automatically applied the first image to the selected listing. You can select another or choose a custom image to upload a high resolution image. So we went and selected a different picture there. Go ahead and hit save and apply. Maybe. Thinking about it. There we go. So now you can see it pulls in. I have an updated header, my listing text here. It did pull in that image, and it also pulls in all of the information about the property in a really nice user form. It pulls in the remarks there, and then down the bottom has the slideshow of all the photos on it, and then the rest of the features on the property. So it pulls it in right from the MLS. So that's a pretty handy little widget there. And then the last one is that lead form. So you don't have to change too much on this if you didn't want to, and you could if you wanted to. So if you want to just leave interested, let's talk, it's going to ask for first name, last name, email, phone number, and leave a note. If you wanted to change this, go ahead and hit save and apply. So the only thing you can customize on this right now is that text that goes up there. Go ahead and hit save and apply. And you'll see as I scroll down, schedule a private showing today has done that. So go ahead, you have all of your widgets all configured. It will not let you move on unless you've configured all of the widgets. So you're going to go ahead and hit save landing page. Actually, you're going to go ahead and hit publish page. Go ahead and hit publish page. Yes. And now you can see that page is now here. It also will track how many leads have come in off of that form. Now, one of the things I like to do, again, not required, but it's something you can definitely do. You can see it puts this really long, Brittany, you're going to get me in trouble. This really long URL after it. You can go in and change that by hitting change URL. And if you want to just change it to, go ahead and hit create. Now that becomes your custom URL. Again, as we want to test things as much as possible, you're going to go ahead and click on that. And this is the actual website out there in the World Wide Web. So that's that's one of the custom pages or standalone pages that you can set up. What questions do we have?
Hey, Chris, can you do this? Yeah. Excuse me. Can you do multiple listings on this page?
There is another way to pull in multiple listings. I usually use this as I haven't messed around with that, but I did see a video posted on pulling in multiple properties to, well, you could pull, yeah, you could pull in multiple listings. If you just pulled in the widget multiple times, it would pull in multiple properties. You just have to configure each one.
Would you do this more as, excuse me, to showcase one particular property, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would do this, like, for example, so here's what we could use this for. So now you're gonna go ahead and copy that page. And let's just go as an example to Facebook. This is why I like the